Hi, in today's video I want to talk a little bit about how you could possibly have a thyroid problem if all of your tests are coming back fine or normal. Maybe you've even had some lab tests done and your doctor says, I can't find a problem. Let's talk about two of the reasons that I see this happening on a regular basis. The first is that the evaluation isn't being done properly. So when I evaluate a thyroid, I want to know all the things about it. I want to know, is the brain communicating properly with the thyroid? Is the thyroid able to make enough inactive hormone, and then is it able to convert it to active hormone? I want to know what the levels of thyroid hormone that are free and available to be used by the body, because sometimes it's a matter where you're making enough but not enough of it is free and getting there. Are we converting T4, or the inactive form of the thyroid hormone, into T3 like we should be? Or are we converting it into something else like an imposter form? And that happens under high stress. It happens when we don't eat enough calories. It happens when we have a lot of inflammation in the body. So all of those things let us know what's going on with the thyroid. Is there an autoimmune attack on the thyroid? If that's happening, you may see signs of the thyroid struggling and it feels like a thyroid problem, but really the root cause is that the immune system has gone into overdrive and is now attacking the thyroid gland and potentially other systems in the body that you may or may not know about. So I think that's really important to know all of those things when you're looking at a thyroid. And unfortunately, in many cases, there's one marker being run on a thyroid analysis, and all it is this screening number called a TSH, and it just doesn't paint the whole picture, because it's just, like I said, it's one piece of the puzzle. Instead of, I run 8 numbers, so I'm getting 8 times the information about your thyroid when I run a thyroid panel as most doctors. So of course that's going to be an incomplete evaluation and an analysis. So the second thing that I see happening is that we're relying on reference ranges from the labs that are just, they're out of date, they're not useful, they're way too broad. And so we're telling people, the medical community is telling people, hey, everything looks good, but really, those ranges, we need to tighten them down and look at optimal or functional ranges where people actually feel good and are healthy, versus these broad ranges that are based on statistical analysis. When a lab calculates a reference range, all they do is they take all the values from all the tests that are run and they chop off the bottom 5% and they chop off the top 5% of the values, and they go, as long as you're not in the top 5% or the bottom 5%, you're in range. Well, that's based on statistics. It's not based on where people really feel good and function well. So those are just a couple of things that I see every week, if not every day, in my practice and when I communicate and talk to people about these things. So I just want to give you a little hope and encouragement. If that's you and you've felt like, gosh, what I've been told and what I feel they're not lining up, maybe you just need somebody else to listen and put on a little different set of glasses and look at this differently. Because chances are, if you continue to feel bad, if this hasn't already happened, I hear this all the time. This is what happens, is someone knows that they have a problem, but the labs that are being done, the one lab maybe that's being done and the reference range being used tells you everything looks good, but you keep saying something's not right, I don't feel good, and then they, according to their analysis, there's nothing wrong. So then they start giving you their solution, which is antidepressant medications. Like, okay, we can't really find anything wrong with you on our analysis, so we're just going to go ahead and give you some antidepressant meds so you can feel like you're doing something. And you don't want that. You don't need an antidepressant. You need someone to come alongside you and actually help you. So Anyway, if you want to reach out to me and do that, I would love to talk to you. You can visit thrivecfh.com for a link to schedule a time for me to give you a call and read, if you want to read more information on this or listen to the podcast. That's all on there too. Okay, thanks for watching.